Hi everybody, it's Professor Tadone again, and as promised, I'm going to give you some information on how to do paraphrasing and how to write your citations in APA formatting. First of all, I've put some information on this page, and you'll notice this is not set up in APA formatting. I'm going to do that now. To begin, I'm going to double click on my left-hand corner up here. And that will bring me to where I can add my page numbers. So if I put my cursor over the page numbers, I'm always going to do my page numbers at the top of the page with APA formatting and on the right hand side of that page. So I do that, and then I'm going to put here my name, just because I like to have my student names on the papers. Okay, so that's done. That's probably the hardest part of this whole thing. Now I'm going to highlight what I have written here to put it in APA formatting. And I'm going to do that up to the reference page because that's set up a little bit differently. When I do that, I'm going to go to paragraph, that little down arrow. My first line is always indented 0.5, so I'm going to put that in. It's double spaced always, and you have your choices here, but it's always going to be double. And for APA formatting, remember we always have don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. So check that little box there. Then do OK and watch what happens to this. Ta-da! Every new paragraph I write, if I start a new paragraph here, it's going to automatically be indented 5, and it's going to be exactly the right format for my spacing, so I don't need that there. Now my reference page is set up a little bit different, so I'm going to show you that now too. For your references, if you're doing a paper, this is going to be on a separate page, which is Control-Enter to get it on a separate page. And you see you've got page 2 there. However, for a journal entry or something of that caliber, you don't need to have it on a separate page. It can just be at the bottom. And I'm going to highlight this, my references, go to paragraph, and now you're going to do something really special. It's under special, and it's a hanging file. We use hanging indentation for all of the references. So we're going to highlight our references, make sure that's 0.5. These are still zeros. We're still double spaced, and we still don't want to add between paragraphs of the same style. Now watch and see what happens with these. Isn't that cool? So we've got this in hanging indentation. And you can, if you want, start at the start of your reference page, set up the correct formatting, or you can format it when you're done just by highlighting, as I did, and going to the little paragraph. And those are under the home key. So under home, paragraph, and that little tiny arrow, which should be a lot bigger or should be highlighted or something, but it isn't. So that's that. Your references are always written in alphabetical order according to the first author's last name. Okay, so that's how you do your formatting. And with this one, I use a T, a V, and a Z, for example. And I put my references here. And then someplace within the body of your documentation, you are going to have a paraphrase or a citation to match each of these references. So when I look up here, I do see Tadone. And when I look here, do I see Vasquez? I do, right there. And do I see Zavery? Let's see if we've got Zavery. Zavery's right there. Okay, so those are all in here. Now to write a citation is a sentence or a paragraph or 2 paragraphs, whatever, which are taken exactly verbatim from your article or your book. So it's written exactly the way it's stated in the book or the article. For example, I have here, this is a citation. This came directly from the article, and it was on page 45 of the article. So I will put the author's name, the year of the publication, and then I'll start with a begin quotation and an end quotation. And then after you've quoted it, you put the page number and a period. The period does not go here. It goes after the page number. So that's a big difference in citations, that most people, when they're new at this, they want to put the period here, but that's not where it goes. It goes after the page number. So that's how you write a direct quote or a citation. Now, paraphrase is something a little bit different. With a paraphrase, you're stating a sentence or two sentences that will give a description to what you read. So it is not verbatim, word for word, but it's your interpretation of what you read according to the author's information. So for this example, I decided to put nurses with autism are quickly overlooked for nursing jobs due to discriminatory practices. And I got this information from a few pages I read in Tadone's article, so I will put Tadone, 2020. I do not use a page number. I do not use quotations. The quotations are only for direct quotes that are taken verbatim. So that is called a paraphrase. And if I go on further, you'll see that down here, Tadone also has another paraphrase, but I'm putting it at the beginning of the sentence. Tadone 2020 tells us that, blah, 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 blah. And I don't have to put a page number because it's not a direct quote. It's just information I ascertained from reading several pages or several paragraphs. So it's a condensed version of what I read. And here is a direct quote from Xavery. If there is bullying, it is important that, and then this was taken exactly verbatim from the article, from Xavery, 2022. And then I have to put the page number that this came from and the period at the end. And then another one here, this is a direct quote where Vasquez 2019 states, and then what Vasquez said, and then the page number. So there's several different ways to write these, but the important thing to remember is always put the author's name, always put the year of the publication. If it's a direct quote, you have to put it in quotes, and you have to include a page number. And if it is not a direct quote, but simply ideas that you developed from reading that article or that book or whatever, you do not need to have a page number, but you still have to give that author credit for the information that they provided to you. I hope this makes sense to you, and if you have any questions, please let me know. This is something that comes with practice. It is not something that you will learn overnight, and we are here to help you if you have questions. Thank you so much. God bless, and have a lovely day.